Today we're taking a closer look at Somaliland, a nation that declared its independence in 1991 and has since built a functioning democracy and a stable society. Yet the world refuses to recognize it as a sovereign state. Why? What is Somaliland's story and where is it heading? Let's find out. Somaliland's story begins in the colonial era. From the late 19th century, Somaliland was a British protectorate known as British Somaliland. In 1960, the territory gained independence and briefly enjoyed sovereignty for 5 days, before merging with the former Italian Somaliland to form the Somali Republic. The union was meant to create a unified Somali nation, but it quickly turned into a turbulent relationship. Somaliland felt marginalized under a government dominated by leaders from southern Somalia. This marginalization culminated in the 1980s during Siad Barre's dictatorship, where brutal repression and widespread atrocities targeted Somaliland's people. By the late 1980s, civil war erupted between Barre's forces and the Somali National Movement, SNM, a resistance group based in Somaliland. Entire cities like Hargeisa were destroyed, and thousands of civilians were killed. When Barre's regime collapsed in 1991, Somaliland seized the moment to declare independence and sever ties with Somalia. Since then, Somaliland has focused on rebuilding from the ground up, transforming itself into one of the most stable territories in the Horn of Africa. Despite international non-recognition, Somaliland has achieved what many recognized nations struggle to attain: peace, stability, and democracy. Somaliland's political system is unique. It combines traditional clan-based governance with modern democratic principles. Clan elders play a critical role in resolving conflicts and maintaining peace, while elected officials govern the state. Somaliland has held multiple democratic elections, often praised by international observers for their transparency. However, the road hasn't been smooth. Clan rivalries and resource-based conflicts occasionally challenge internal stability. Moreover, tensions with Somalia remain high. Somalia's government views Somaliland's independence as illegitimate and has sought to undermine its quest for recognition. Beyond politics, Somaliland's cultural and social fabric is a tapestry of resilience. It is home to a diverse population united by a shared identity, though clan dynamics often influence political and social interactions. Economically, Somaliland has managed to stand on its own despite the significant challenges posed by international non-recognition. The livestock trade is the backbone of the economy, accounting for more than 70% of exports. Somaliland's livestock is highly valued in Gulf markets, particularly Saudi Arabia. Agriculture also contributes to the economy, though it is limited by water scarcity and climate challenges. The livestock trade between Ethiopia and Somaliland is also a significant component of the region's economy. Ethiopia supplies a substantial portion of the animals exported through Somaliland's ports. Approximately 50% to 65% of the small stock, sheep and goats, exported through Berbera port, are known to originate from Ethiopia's Somali region. In terms of overall livestock exports, reports indicate that live animal exports from Berbera and Bosaso ports have often reached peaks of 3 to 3.5 million heads per year. An estimated average of about 65% of this volume is considered to have originated from Ethiopia. This cross-border trade is crucial for the livelihoods of pastoral and agro-pastoral communities in both Ethiopia and Somaliland. It supports many pastoralists and other actors in the trade who are mainly from Ethiopia's Somali region. However, it's important to note that a significant portion of this trade is informal and unregulated, which poses challenges such as the spread of livestock diseases and loss of tax revenue for governments. Over 95% of cross-border trade within the region is unofficial and undocumented, carried out by pastoralists trading livestock. In summary, the livestock trade between Ethiopia and Somaliland is substantial, with Ethiopia contributing a significant share of the animals exported through Somaliland's ports, particularly Berbera. This trade plays a vital role in the economies and livelihoods of communities in both regions. Remittances from Somaliland's diaspora play a vital role, injecting millions of dollars annually into the local economy. These funds support businesses, education, and infrastructure development. Emerging sectors like telecommunications have also flourished. Companies like Telesom and Somtel have revolutionized connectivity in the region, showcasing Somalilanders' entrepreneurial spirit. However, the lack of international recognition hinders access to development loans and international aid. Somaliland's ports, particularly Berbera, have the potential to become major trade hubs in the Horn of Africa, but foreign investment is limited due to political uncertainty. The question of recognizing Somaliland's independence is a contentious one. Supporters argue that Somaliland meets all the criteria for statehood under international law. It has a defined territory, a permanent population, a functioning government, and the capacity to engage with other states. Its democratic stability and self-governance are rare achievements in a volatile region. However, international recognition has been elusive. Many African nations fear that recognizing Somaliland could set a dangerous precedent for other secessionist movements. The African Union in particular has been cautious, emphasizing the importance of maintaining existing borders. Somalia's firm opposition also complicates matters. Mogadishu argues that Somaliland's independence would undermine Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity, potentially destabilizing the region further. International actors, including Western nations, remain hesitant. While they praise Somaliland's achievements, they are reluctant to risk upsetting the fragile balance in the Horn of Africa. Somaliland's aspirations for recognition remain strong. Diplomatic efforts have intensified, with Somaliland engaging countries like the UK, Ethiopia, and the UAE to gain support. The port of Berbera, developed in partnership with Dubai's DP World, is a symbol of Somaliland's ambition to integrate into global trade networks. There is growing international interest in Somaliland's potential as a gateway to East Africa. Increased collaboration in trade, education, and renewable energy could pave the way for greater international engagement. However, challenges remain. Clan rivalries, tensions with Somalia, and the lack of formal recognition continue to hinder progress. Yet Somaliland's people remain hopeful, driven by a vision of a peaceful and prosperous future. Somaliland's story raises profound questions about statehood and recognition. Should a nation that has achieved peace, democracy, and stability be denied recognition because of geopolitical concerns? As Somaliland continues its quest for recognition, its relationship with neighboring countries remains critical. Cooperation with Ethiopia, Djibouti, and even Somalia could open doors to new opportunities. But can Somaliland and Somalia find common ground, or will their differences continue to define their relationship? What do you think? Should Somaliland's independence be recognized? And how could that shape the future of the Horn of Africa? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for staying with us as we explored Somaliland's incredible journey. If you found this video insightful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share.